What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to talk about a little bit of data mined information that we have on the future of Fortnite. So to kind of preface everything, it's important to note a lot of people probably don't know this, but Fortnite is technically not an official game. It is in fact in beta or early access. Since the release of Fortnite Battle Royale, it has not actually technically been a complete finished product. Now, there's been a lot of speculation over the past couple years on why that is, why Fortnite never actually released as a complete game, and we'll get into some of the reasons that I believe and some of the reasons that went around a little bit later in the video, but right now it's important to note that it's not an official completed game. It is in early access. However, since the most recent update came out, obviously you have people that are looking through all of the code and everything, and they found some very interesting things. This is a screenshot of the code right here, and as you can see, there's some different things having to do with beta, early access, and things of this sort. It starts off saying, you know, closed beta, early access, all of that stuff, and it kind of looks like all this stuff is on the loading screen, which if you guys load into Fortnite on the loading screen, it does say beta and early access. But the important part, if you look down at the bottom where these red arrows are, it says night early access, which is probably signaling some kind of event or something like that. And then next to it, it says phase 1 access expired. And then under that, it says night beta, phase 1 beta expired. So I know there are a lot of people that do not like anything that is not 100% confirmed by the developers. People need it written point blank or else they're not going to believe it at all. But I feel like other than that, this is pretty much as close as it can get to direct confirmation saying that, yeah, the beta period is over. I mean, it's literally saying early access is expired and beta is expired. So what this is telling me and many other people is that basically this is leading up to some kind of event. Maybe it's a night event or something like that. I know there's a skin in the game that's like the night skin. But basically, they're getting ready to leave early access and beta and release this as a full game. At this point, I feel like it's pretty safe to say that that's what's happening. And also, I would imagine that most people reading this, most people seeing this would probably agree with it as well. But okay, cool, it's leaving early access, it's not going to be in beta anymore, but what does that actually mean for the game? And that's something that I'm a little bit confused about, because honestly, I figured Fortnite would never actually leave early access. And there was one reason that I thought it would stay in early access forever, and to me I feel like this is one of the reasons why Fortnite blew up as much as it did, and it was only able to do that because it was in early access and not a released game. And that is simply the rate at which Fortnite was able to drop updates. For those of you that don't know, it's actually really complicated to get a complete game out there. There's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and you have to request updates and things of this sort. You can't just update the game as much as you want. Unfortunately, especially with console games, it is quite a process. If you want to add a weapon in, you have to like apply to be able to update the game and all this stuff, and it's a very costly and lengthy process to update the game at all. However, if you are in an early access or beta period, the rules are a little bit different. They expect the game to break on occasion, so obviously they don't want to have to jump through all these holes and everything to actually, you know, update the game to get it working again. So basically, you don't have to apply for every update. You don't have to go through all of these things to update the game. You can really just get the updates out as soon as you want. And that has always been the reason why I thought Fortnite was doing this, why they never actually released a full game, was simply because if they were in early access, they could update the game and add all this new content as frequently as they want without ever actually having to worry about all of the stipulations and requirements of having a full completed title. Even though Fortnite was a completed game, and anyone that wants to argue that is a little interesting, but I mean, I really just feel like they kind of found a loophole in the system and they were using it to their advantage, and honestly, it benefited them, it benefited the community. I never really saw anything wrong with that. Now, that may have been the reason, and maybe, you know, they're kind of cracking down on Fortnite and they're being like, look, you can't do this anymore, and that's the reason that they're going into, they're getting away from early access and stuff. Maybe that's it, but honestly, I don't really think that's the reason. Which leads me to believe that they have really big plans, and when they get out of the early access period, which a lot of people believes is going to be after this season, something big is going to happen. Now, I don't know if that means a whole plethora of new content coming out, new modes, new things. I have no idea what it actually means. A lot of people are actually speculating that there's going to be a price tag associated with Fortnite now, not just Save the World, but if you want to get into the Battle Royale, you're going to have to pay the price. Honestly, I still do not feel like that's a thing either. I find it very hard to believe that with all of the success and all of the revenue that Fortnite has brought in from being a free-to-play title, I don't believe that they're going to start charging, you know, $15, $20 or anything to start playing Battle Royale. That seems absolutely crazy to me. But I feel like there is some stuff that we just don't know. I mean, if it is really leaving early access and beta, what is the new thing gonna be? Because they can't just, you know, take those stamps on the loading screen off and say, oh yeah, we're not in early access anymore, this is the full game. They would actually have to do something different, but we have no idea what that something different actually is. So this is where I want to open up the discussion to you guys. What do you guys think is going to happen to Fortnite once it leaves the early access period? Do you think there's going to be completely different modes? I mean, a lot of people have been speculating like a full-on legitimate horde mode, something like that. Not necessarily the campaign version, but like a legitimate horde mode. Honestly, that's something I've been looking forward to. Maybe there's like full-on, you know, matchmaking that's not Battle Royale. Honestly, I have no idea what they could be doing, but I feel like you guys have a lot better of an idea than I do, so let me know down in the comments below. But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, this would be like some